Hello there, welcome to MCU Review, and I've got more Marvel Cinematic Universe speculation for you guys. Today I will be answering the question that is posed in my video title. That is, will we get a Howard the Duck movie / reboot? I also pose that question to you guys. Weigh in the comments below. Preferably after you've seen my reasoning, you can comment on it, tell me if you think I'm wrong. Alright, so after Howard the Duck was shown in Guardians of the Galaxy, of course, everybody's exploding. I mean, we knew he was going to be there in some capacity because of the leaked credits list where it said, you know, the creators of Howard the Duck, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, people were wondering, will he just show up in the comic book? Will he speak? Will he have a role? Will he be there in, you know, what capacity? Come to find out that, you know, he actually has a speaking role. He is portrayed not just in some random thing like the TV show or the movie or the comic book, but as an actual character in the universe. And this got some people really excited, wondering if we would get a Howard the Duck movie. Some people were convinced we'd get a Howard the Duck movie. They thought for sure this was the reboot that a lot of people hoped for. Me, I personally don't really like Howard the Duck, but I'm not going to let my personal dislike of the character really affect my opinion either way. But I just want to let you guys know that I think he's an okay character. I think he's not bad in comic books. I just don't think he really translates well to movies, let alone the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't want him to be a piece of it. But regardless, it is a possibility that he could be a larger piece of the Marvel Cinematic Universe because he is already there in some capacity. The biggest reason I can think of for him not being there is just because Marvel is trying to do so much. They do movies planned up to 2028. And you may say, 14 years? Well, of course Howard the Duck's going to show up there in 14 years. I'm not so optimistic. If you break down 14 years to 2 films a year, you're looking at 20 films a year, and that may not be helping the case of this point. But a certain amount of those are going to be Avengers movies. Well, we know Age of Ultron is going to be one of the Avengers movies. Assumably Avengers 3, there'll be at some point. There's obviously like a sequel to Guardians of the Galaxy. They're introducing Doctor Strange is going to be Captain America 3, presumably Thor 3. I know Kevin Feige has said that Black Panther and Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel are 2 characters that they are looking to include, both of whom are their most requested characters. Stan Lee has said Black Panther is in production, or is not in production, but is actually going to be done and solid on the table. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. They've talked about Black Widow movie. I imagine if Ant-Man or Doctor Strange did well, one of those would probably get a sequel. Either Black Panther or Captain Marvel will probably get a sequel. Feige and Vin Diesel have been teasing us with Inhumans, so the point I'm trying to make with this is there is so much that they're trying to include in the MCU. There are so many characters that they're trying to bring to the fold that I don't know if it's really practical for them to find the room to fit in Howard the Duck. I mean, while he would be an interesting enough character, and a lot of people think his movie was cool, and it could be a really cool movie if they did reboot it, I don't know how well it meshes with the rest of the MCU and what they're trying to do with the whole Avengers thing, with focusing on, you know, this aspect, with focusing on like Thanos and stuff now. You know, I don't really see Howard the Duck's place in that, and I think Marvel will kind of hedge that to be able to focus on stuff that, you know, a lot of people want, like Black Panther and Miss Marvel, Inhumans. Not that people don't want Howard the Duck, but we've already gotten into some capacity, and I don't think Marvel's looking to deliver that to us. One of the reasons we would get a Howard the Duck, I mean, it's obscure, it's kind of random, and Howard the Duck is at times very silly, and has some, I mean, when he was introduced, and he had, you know, characters like the frog, whose name I don't quite remember, you know, the bovine, the magical, like, talking bovine, you know, it's like stupid scenarios, it's stupid, silly characters, and, you know, I mean, that could make for a pretty good movie. I mean, you may not think so. I mean, he has had serious stuff with like Spider-Man, She-Hulk, you know, Franklin Richards, I believe, you know, And I mean, there's material to pull from there. Obviously, Marvel could do it. I mean, they want to make a successful Howard the Duck movie. All likelihood they could. I wouldn't put that past them. So they may want to take that opportunity to redeem Howard the Duck, so to speak, and, you know, kind of clear up the past and say, well, the Howard the Duck movie was bad, and we're not denying that, but you don't need to focus on that, because look at this Howard the Duck movie, getting great reviews, everybody loved it, grossing $700 million, like, they might want to do that. I mean, that's a real possibility, kind of redemption of sorts. And the other reason that I don't think we're going to get a Howard the Duck movie is coming off of what I just said, where kind of the more not necessarily more interesting, the more relevant or larger stories with Howard the Duck involve, like, Spider-Man, She-Hulk, Franklin Richards. I mean, none of those exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now. I mean, I guess this kind of goes back to the first point of it not meshing so well. But, there's not much to draw from. It's either, the silly aspects when he was introduced, when he dropped in Cleveland, Ohio, or stuff with, Spider-Man or what have you, which they've done to try to add a little legitimacy to Howard the Duck. But I think to pull a movie off, they might have to do that anyway. And if it's not with those characters, they have to find some way to incorporate him with other characters. I mean, not necessarily. I'm not saying steadfastly that they'd have to. You might comment back saying, they could just go Howard the Duck on his own, doing something on his own. And they could. I don't think it's very practical, considering the first movie was a flop. A lot of people would have their reserves about it. It would be very possible that they would want to do something with a bigger character to bring a little more legitimacy to him, but I don't think they would want to detract from a character's solo movie like that. I really feel that Marvel kind of just threw Howard the Duck in there as a nice little tribute to where they started, saying like, we started here and well, look what we've done now, and something that will make some people smile, some people cringe. It spices up the collector's collection a little bit, kind of like Adam Warlock's Cocoon. But I don't think they're really going to go anywhere with it. I know some people have talked about them doing a one-shot. I could see them doing that. I think that'd certainly be interesting, and it would give us like a more cosmic one-shot, because Howard the Duck was introduced in a cosmic setting. So, they might want to do that, just to focus a little more on that aspect of MCU before they drop Thanos and everything gets all cosmic Infinity Stones. A Doctor Strange movie is coming out, which they said would kind of, if it came out, deal with, like, alternate realities and stuff. I mean, obviously that's something that Doctor Strange works in, and they can maybe use that to kind of lend a little explanation to the, like, multiple dimensions, kind of pushing in on themselves thing, which is where Howard the Duck originated from. That's a possibility, but I guess ultimately it boils down to whether you think they would make a Howard the Duck movie. And I mean, to me, I don't see it happening. I don't think that's where they're looking to go. You could think differently. Let me know if you do. I'm always interested in some awesome discussion on this channel. It's just the stuff I love talking about it. If you're watching a video, I assume you love talking about it, or at least listening to me talk about it too. And I think that's pretty much going to be it for this episode. I don't want to drone on about Howard the Duck, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.